Welcome back to the Two-Man Show. Looks a little different, doesn't it? Yeah. Car's on the ground. So... Sorry. I didn't mean to trick you. I am having a hell of a time getting this panel on. Look at it. That panel has been welded on twice now, and then come right back off. I tried unsuccessfully to drill some holes to like mimic a spot weld.
So just cutting in real quick, I wanted to show you guys the two areas that I was trying to weld to. So this first spot in gray, which is actually a weld through primer, and then the arrow pointing to the spot that you can't see, those are the spots I was trying to weld to. Everything looked good, everything was prepared properly, and it should have been good to weld. But in this quick little video, it appears that things were going good. I had it clamped down, the welds were looking good, was checking it, everything looked good. So I just continued welding. Welded the whole panel on, but once I started taking the clamps off, I discovered pretty quick that it wasn't working, and so I had to start all over again.
So, just the timing happened to work out for me, where a friend needed a car, and I said, hey, I've got a car that runs. It doesn't look great, but it runs. And why would I offer my car to this guy? Well, good question. He's a welder. He welds awesome roll cages on mostly Corvettes. I think there's like a Corvette series, like a spec Corvette, that his boss, I think, or he, whatever, they designed the cage. So anyway, so he does a lot of Corvette roll cages. So this, easy peasy. Now, if I'm lucky, this might get done too. And I can focus on what I enjoy doing, which is all behind you. And I will take another video of all that once I have it all laid out. I don't have the engine yet though, but I've got some cool goodies that I'll kind of lay out and give you a nice little intro as to what the Motorvation is. So we'll start here. If you're an Alfisti, you may recognize what this manifold is. This is from a twin spark. And yes, that's the twin spark intake manifold along with the air fuel meter. And when we zoom out, you see I have the whole wiring harness. So the plan is to go EFI. I got some random spares there, but hopefully I don't need to use those. And really, the goal is actually those. Those are some Hayabusa throttle bodies, and it goes into the stock ECU at the moment, but eventually I have plans for that. Where's the motor? I'll explain all that in just a second. But what do I have right now? I've collected a nice shiny lightweight flywheel along with the hardware and a high torque starter. Also claimed to be lighter. Now when we come over here, I've got a cam that I bought from Richard Jameson Racing, I think, off of Alpha BB. Then we've got all the gaskets for the bottom end rebuild that is coming soon. Now all of that is fun, but what makes it even better is I'll be controlling from here. So we've got a lot of goodies to go on, and now that the car's out of the way, I can focus on it.
So this engine that I'm building is a twin spark that we never got in the US. I managed to find a core motor out in Italy through Vito from the Alpha BB. And what we were planning on doing is having Virgilio of Virgilio Motorsport port and rebuild the head for me. He's a retired racer out in Trapani, Italy. And some of these pics were taken by Vito of Virgilio doing the port work. And the plan is we're doing just a light porting job on the airflow, on the bowls, and it's going to be a mild rebuild. So the valve train is going to be stock sized, but the emphasis is on airflow. So the valve guides are reshaped, the bowls are reshaped, there's a lot of porting done, and really it just looks beautiful, doesn't it? I can't wait to get this in, and I'll be rebuilding the bottom end once it all arrives here back in the USA. And now a nice little surprise. The car's nice and clean, and why? What's going on? Well, I got lucky, and I ended up going back to meet with Kevin, and he had already welded up this panel, and we got down to work to get the outer panel on. So it starts with a lot of trial fitting, and then a lot of trimming, and then refitting. So here I am just making little notches to it, taking it back, refitting it. Ultimately, Kevin got the welding started. Here he is tacking the panel into place, but then he handed me the welder and it said, "Get to work, Simon." So I began the process of tack welding the panel in. Just repeat, lots of tack welds going in, and ultimately what you end up with is a panel fully tacked in. Oh man, I'm so happy to see that. Just look at it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Coming soon, more stuff. Bye.